Welcome back to the Boy Time channel. Today, Daft Punk, Random Access Memories. Wheel time. I
Mm,
hope it's a yikes.
Me too.
Darn. Rats.
Alright, we got our good. My picks. Let's see, what do we got here? We got a lot of good stuff on here.
Mm-hmm. We have the same Nick Drake album on both of ours.
That's fine. I think we both really want to listen
Yeah,
to
we
it.
both do.
But I'm not gonna pick it.
Dun dun.
I think I'm gonna pick, and technically we have already reacted to one of the songs very recently, but I think I'll do Random Access Memories by
yes.
Daft Punk.
Yes, we might have to bring in Babja for that one.
Yes.
Wow. We're back. This is Jerry's pick. We just recently reacted to Giorgio by Morador in our Best Songs video. He put it on his list and we got it immediately. So we're here.
Well, don't act like it just like I picked it. Like,
Yes.
it wasn't like, oh, it just came up. Like,
It just happened.
it's like,
I don't know.
but I guess they already saw that in
Mhm.
a wheel clip. But yeah, no, we just listened to that one song. I don't think I'm not well versed in Daft Punk at all. I've heard "Get Lucky." I maybe have heard another song of theirs in passing, and then I've heard the two songs they did on Starboy. And that's it, I think. So
Awesome. Well, we're getting a lot of disco and electronic today. If you couldn't tell.
I could. I could.
I have not listened to this whole record in probably like 7 years, I would say.
Oh,
So,
okay.
I'll probably recognize some of them, but some of them have probably completely been removed from my memory.
All right.
Randomly, they accessed it. So,
Oh, that's funny.
I'm excited to get back into this still.
Is that what RAM means?
No, I think they're driving the electronic versus the human brain. I think that's the gimmick, where it's like RAM, but it's also like the human brain, the electronic disco.
Okay.
You get it. You get
I understand. I understand. But I guess without further ado, we can get started with "Give Life Back to Music."
How does he do that with his mouth?
It's the helmet. The helmet does that.
Oh, I forgot.
Well, that's fading out. That's "Give Life Back to Music."
That's how you know it's a good song, is when it fades out.
That's true.
That's a classic. Yeah.
Yeah, amazing, fantastic. This album just like is so refreshing the second you turn it on. There's something special about like electronic and disco, or just mostly like electronic and techno artists, where it's like it's hard to get that emotion in there immediately, but Daft Punk just does it somehow.
Yeah.
The groove on it is fantastic. It's just, these are songs that could go on for hours and hours and hours. Like the groove gets so set in these songs where it's just really great. I love the live instrumentation of the disco kind of mixed with their vocals. Yeah, it's just so much fun. I feel like this is a very easy listening album as well. They're doing a lot of fantastic production things and everything sounds like exactly where it needs to be, but it's just like super easy listening still. So fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like over like the last couple of years, I've slowly discovered that electronic music is not necessarily dubstep, and that has exponentially improved my life for the
Yes.
better. Because I hate dubstep, and so I just assumed when I heard like, oh, this is electronic, it's like Skrillex. I'm like, oh, well, I don't want to listen to that. Are you kidding me? So yeah, I've completely done a 180, and I would say the big turning point for that was actually a video we did, I don't know, about a year ago, that Porter Robinson review we did. Another Bab Jab suggestion. Yeah, fantastic. I really like that song. I love the funk. Gotta have the funk. It's fun.
Yeah. This is in my top 10 albums ever, personally. It's definitely like one of those cornerstone albums that like you need to hear at least once. You're gonna be hard pressed to find somebody that doesn't like something from it. But yeah, I don't know how much like input I'm gonna be able to provide because I'm just gonna be vibing out the whole time. So yeah,
That's fair.
That's all this video's gonna
More
be.
than fair. Yeah.
so not one of my like favorite like standout songs, but you know, it's still great.
Good
Still,
intro.
you know,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, well then I guess we'll keep the good vibes going with track 2, The Game of Love. Alright, that was The Game of Love.
Masterpiece. Yeah, this album is so well produced. It's kind of insane. I haven't listened to it on like a studio pair of headphones until now, and just every single little thing in this production is just like, it kind of tickles, it prods, it like hits every little thing. It's a very kind of tactile sound. It sounds really good. And the mix between the organic instrumentation and the electronic is fantastic. I love the little high kind of keyboard notes that kind of refrain down. It kind of reverberates. It's really, really, really good. I love that they're able to use this robot voice and still put a ton of emotion into it. It's just like certain records, it's like you can just tell the passion and like the meticulous detail that goes into every little thing on here. Because I literally had no point in this song where like anything sounded out of place. It's one of those things that rarely happens where it's like, okay, as soon as a switch up, like you in a split second in your mind, you're like, wait, the beat hasn't gone anywhere in a minute. These piano lines kind of come in, something comes in. It's just like amazingly crafted. So
Yeah.
masterpiece.
Yeah, there was like a lot of stuff that was like surprising. Like I feel like the instrument choices were kind of weird, or not necessarily the instrument choices, but how they were playing them. Like in this kind of, you know, groovy kind of love ballad, they kind of just like inserted like waka waka guitars, like a blaxploitation film or something. I'm like, oh, okay,
That's the disco,
interesting.
baby.
Yeah, felt like I was watching the Disco Godfather or something. I was very tempted to put my weight on it.
Yes. For the one person that will get there.
Perfect. I know.
And it's us.
It's us. um, but no, yeah, I thought that one was pretty G dang epic. Um, I think I think I'm probably more into their more upbeat kind of stuff than this one, but I mean, still like really solid stuff. Um, I think just going into it, and I know how this next song goes too. I think we're probably gonna skip it, but man, I don't know if they're gonna miss on this one, and I can kind of feel a flawless record coming in, and I'm very excited.
I'm a very big fan of vocoder
Yes.
vocals. I've kind of had the same turnaround as you, where like I used to hate like anything that was like voice changing or anything, but now it's like one of my favorite things when it's in songs and it's used correctly. But yeah, there's a few more songs on the album that are like this, where it's just only vocoded vocals.
Mm.
Pretty nice.
Yeah.
That's like yeah.
Yeah, I always like watching videos of people doing this because I don't know if they're just doing like an effect in post or if they're doing the thing with like the tube in the mouth and the keyboard. I always like
Sounded
watching.
like they were doing that in that song because they did like some very like stark note changes.
Yeah, which I
Yeah,
love.
it was
That's
really
so
good.
cool to watch
Like
people
the
do
Stevie
that.
Wonder kind of. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
um,
Yeah.
yeah,
Giorgio by Morador. We might insert the footage that we did from last time just so you can get our full thoughts on it because otherwise we'll just be repeating ourselves. So
yeah.
you won't see our reaction to that here, but you'll see the old one maybe right now. Giorgio.
That was a great song. Um, yeah, not too familiar with Daft Punk. I'm definitely very interested in this record now. Um, yeah, I mean, like, I think the comment really did a good job. Like, I really loved the mix of those synthesizers, but then they got those real drums, which were going absolutely crazy. Especially, like, 60% in, they were starting to really go going sicko mode, if you will. Um, yeah, no, I thought that was pretty G dang epic.
Yeah, that song's a masterpiece. This album is definitely one of the best of the last decade. That's the coldest take ever created. But yeah, fantastic. I love the concept of the song, just like interviewing like this legend that kind of like birthed like modern, not even modern, just like disco and all these other things. And as he talks about it, it's like the song switches up and uses styles from those periods, the 50s and the 70s, and then like the future. I love him talking about like the zero constraint in music, and then it just breaks into like a guitar solo, live drums, just craziness at the end of the song. Even the
Yeah,
outro is amazing, where it like goes down into another beat. Like by the end of the song, it's exciting, it's new. You don't hear that at all when like fade outs, that kind of thing. Um,
mm,
Even in the Genius thing, it goes down to like they used a mic from the 50s when he was talking about the 50s, switched it to the mic from the 70s when he was talking about the 70s. So just the level of detail here and just like the craftsmanship of this whole thing is amazing.
yeah,
Yeah, I agree. Um, Definitely one of the best albums ever made, to concur with the comment.
Hmm.
Um, I definitely like it over Discovery. I don't know how much of a hot take that is anymore, but um, yeah, just really great album. It's their like least EDM album, I guess, because they were popped up with like that house stuff like in the 90s, but this one was very yeah, not EDM focused,
There's a lot of
which
funk in
I
there.
think yeah, worked out for them. They got a deserved hit with Get Lucky. Um, this one specifically isn't my favorite on the album, but I still really like it. But yeah, just very nice song, man.
or at
Good
least our
song.
discussion of it.
Or
I
at
don't
least our
know.
discussion of it.
um, but yes, we recorded that like 2 or 3 weeks ago, so I don't think our thoughts have changed at all.
No.
Um, so yeah, very good song, but
One of the best.
one of the best.
One of the best.
Many people are saying.
But we'll just skip it for now, and go straight on to track 4, Within.
can't even remember my name. I've been for some time, looking for someone. I need to know now. Please tell me who I am. I've been for some time, looking for someone. I need to know now. Please tell me who I am.
All right, that was Within.
Really good, really good. I think it's my least favorite, but that's not really saying much since all the other songs have been like borderline flawless so far. Um, I do really love the mix on this one. They do such a good job at just completely filling the entire thing, and none of it feels crowded or overbearing. Like the bass line that came in on the second half of this thing is so deep. I love it. Just slightly fills in that low end. I really like the kind of theme of this album of like the robot feeling things, and you can kind of get it through the emotion of the song, which is like seems very difficult to do since it is just a vocoded voice. But it comes across really well. I love kind of like the almost cheesy kind of piano opening. Yeah, really fun. It's just it's an existential crisis of a robot in a disco album, and it's like that's what else do you want?
Yes, it is a. It's a great concept. Yeah, I mean, like I think the chorus is really strong, but the verses, I don't know, not super into them. They're fine, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know if we needed a piano ballad in this Daft Punk record.
All my sad robots out there.
My sad robots. No, it's
Pour
not
one out.
bad. It's not bad, but you know, it's fine.
That's actually probably my favorite besides Giorgio up to this point, to be the contrarian in the
okay.
situation. I don't know. That one's grown on me a lot. Maybe it's just because it's like so sticky, it like sticks in your mind. It's one of those that you remember the chorus to right away. I think the ending is really nice. Instead of doing the fade out, they do like all the instruments kind of go out on their own. So I think the ending to it is really a lot more satisfying than the fade out. It's more of like a whole song that way. But besides Giorgio, I think of the four so far, that's my favorite. But there's like a lot more songs coming. So.
That is true.
We haven't even hit the song of the summer yet. Get lucky.
That's right.
Have you guys heard this new song? Song of the summer.
Did you see that in the deluxe they didn't even call it Get Lucky? They just called it GL.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like they aren't even.
Bad enough.
They don't even want like the.
You know what it is.
Yeah, it's like whatever. We don't want you to click on it because it's Get Lucky. I don't know. I thought that was kind of funny. But this next song actually has more streams than Get Lucky, so it must be the best song of all time, and that is Instant Crush featuring Julian Casablancas.
Might have popped off on like TikTok or something.
Oh, did it?
It might have. I don't know.
I've heard this song. I don't know where I heard this song. I think it's in something.
It is very popular.
Yeah. Instant Crush.
Fantastic. I love it. Yeah, Julian Casablancas from The Strokes doing all the vocals here. Very different than all the other tracks. I love that they use a different kind of auto tune on him. Just like really lets out those like random little variations, and like when his voice squeaks a little bit, it gets like an interesting effect and stuff. So really, really fun. I love these like kind of songs that have like this kind of chugging like instrumental to them that just like feels like it could just keep going on and on and on.
Yeah.
I don't know why I love those kind of things, but I do. Chorus here again was like super catchy. Yeah, I loved even just like bringing in like a super chunky guitar, and then like it gets so digitized to the point where like you don't even know if it's a guitar playing anymore, or if like there's someone's just pushing keys on like a really fancy like techno drum kit. Yeah, just really fantastic. This album's just the biggest vibe. Like these songs are like kind of depressing if you look at the lyrics, but like the vibe of these are just the production, the instrumentation, just the sound is just amazing.
Yes. Yes, I think that song is very nice. And yeah, I think this song for me, I think it kind of has the reverse of Within, where I really really like the verses. Those like I don't know that those chugging guitars and the drums and kind of simplistic vocal melody I really really dug. And then I think the chorus, I remember this song like when it came out and hearing it on the radio, and I've never really been a fan of that chorus. I don't know why, what it is about it. Just something doesn't like work for me. And I don't know if it's the how fast he's going or like what's going on. Which is kind of unfortunate because I really like the rest of this song. So I don't know why that's a problem for me, but I don't know. Still good. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I kind of have the same feelings with it. Not one of my favorites off the album, but obviously it's still great. Yeah, just everything you guys said, but the vocals, just everything. Great. I don't have much to add, so
Nice.
not to this one anyway.
Foreshadowing is a literary concept device that.
He has a 2-page essay ready for Get Lucky.
So this one is actually. No, I'm just gonna be vibing this whole time. So.
Well, that's fair. Well, we'll do track 6, Lose Yourself to Dance, featuring Pharrell Williams.
I know you don't get a chance to take a break this often. I know your life is speeding and it isn't stopping.
I don't like that it is an auto tone. Just feels weird.
Slide, 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 lose yourself to dance. Lose yourself to dance.
Hearing Pharrell and like Daft Punk type autotune would be a little bit jarring, I think.
Yeah, probably. It feels weird.
Yeah.
This entire record has been something auto tune or something like that.
Well, Giorgio wasn't autotuned either.
No, that's true. I just haven't listened to Giorgio today, so.
Yeah.
Lose yourself to dance. 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 Lose yourself to dance.
Alright, that is Lose Yourself to Dance.
Fantastic. Borderline masterpiece for me. I love repetition when it's done like this. It's something that like you either like it or you don't like it. I've definitely like grown into one of those people where like I definitely love repetition. I'm like a Swan stan for that reason. They do repetition incredibly well, where it gets to this kind of hypnotic point where your brain just kind of picks up on this pattern and runs with it, and then they can add little nuances and things, and it just hits everything right. It's something about it that I just love. Pharrell on the song is great. I love that he kind of just laid out a couple lines and then they just kind of reused that and built around it. They just feel like incredibly in charge, like at every point of this album. They know exactly what they're doing. They go in 100%, and it just comes out sounding great. So amazing. Like, I love how it's like super simple after these last couple of tracks that have been kind of heavy in subject matter. The song just like dance. That's it.
Yeah.
And it sounds fantastic. So great work.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of repetition. I think if it's done well, then I can get into it. Maybe specifically if I like what's being repeated, then I wouldn't mind
That is part of it,
listening
yes.
to it. I'm not such a big fan of the phrase that is repeated, or not the lyrics, but just like that melody is not. I don't really like it. So like for the first like 2 minutes, I'm like, oh no, is the whole thing gonna be this? But then once they like came in with the other vocals, other melodies going on at the same time, you know, I'm a big fan of that. Your dual melodies going, big fan. So I became more of I got more into it as they did more with it. But yeah, I don't know. I think I'm kind of middle of the road on that one.
Yeah, that one's pretty good. I don't think it's as catchy as Get Lucky is.
That's the song of the
but
summer. You can't get catchy.
yeah, right. But it's still Pharrell and Daft Punk together, so it's gonna be good. But yeah, that's just another one where it's like you said, there's not really much for lyrical content that you need to dig into. It's just dance. So yeah, it's
That's
just
cool.
a nice little song.
Perfect. It
I'm
is
trying to like fill words, but
Well, it's fine. It's fine. I often don't have anything to say, so our audience is used to it. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do track 7, Touch, featuring Paul Williams.
Almost got a 3-peat with Pharrell Williams, but they had to swap him in for Paul Williams for this.
I know. Well, the funny thing is that they're related, actually. Throw up 2 pictures of Paul Williams and Pharrell Williams.
Definitely not. I'm looking at this guy right now.
there was a listing for the features and it just said P. Williams and then they both showed up.
Oh.
So
All right, that was Touch.
Masterpiece. I think I remember this song kind of being like my favorite when I was listening to this record like years back. There's so much life in this song. Like, it's kind of insane how much emotion they draw out of like the beginning of just being super ambient, having this kind of raspy speaker, just like seeming like this kind of like disembodied like thing floating in a void, and then all of a sudden you get these orchestral hits and everything. The transitions are just godly. Everything just works beautifully. The choir coming in, like it just feels so right, and like you can just tell that they poured like everything into every single one of these songs, and it just like pays off incredibly well every time. And these are things where it's like, you're mixing orchestral bits with like super electronic parts, and then you're like stopping it on a dime to like bring in a new section. It's just like, it's a crazy song, but it all just fits together perfectly.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Paul Williams, great addition here. I mean, it's kind of like including like Quincy Jones or whatever on that Weekend record, but I mean, Paul Williams definitely had more to do here than Quincy Jones did on Dawn FM. Actually sings in this one. I mean, Quincy Jones is pretty G-dang old, but yeah, yeah, I thought it was pretty G-dang epic. I think the longer songs on this record are just phenomenal. But I guess all of the songs are longer than,
Gotta be.
your normal kind of, I don't know, pop-esque thing. This is more mainstream than I think their other records are, from what I've read. But yeah, big fan of that. I saw that picture of Paul Williams. I was like, I've seen that guy in something. I know I've seen him in something. He's in Baby Driver.
Huh.
He plays the arms dealer. I'm like,
Oh, yes.
oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, isn't that nice? It's a nice little inclusion. But yeah, very, very good.
Yeah, this and Fragments of Time later are definitely my two standouts. It's like two of the best songs ever made, in my opinion. Yeah, just everything you guys said echoed. Great song, great progression, fits into the record, like perfect slot in the listing right before Get Lucky. I think everything works for it. It's just those things work.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. All right. Well, it's time for the first time reaction of Get Lucky for all three of us. We've actually never heard this
I've
song
never heard this.
before. It's
Not
gonna be
summer yet.
great. It's not summer
It's the
yet.
song of the summer.
All right. Well, then we're gonna be breaking all the rules by listening to Get Lucky right now.
Have you heard the extended one though? Because I think the radio one is like shorter than this.
I don't think I've heard the extended version.
If they cut out like 2 minutes of the instrumental for the radio version.
Because they're
Yeah,
cutting
the radio
Sounds-
version's 4 minutes long.
Yeah. From Against Humanity, in my opinion.
I would say so.
Like the legend of the phoenix.
I can't
Remember
listen to
that
that. I can't
YouTube
listen to
video?
that opening.
I wasn't gonna say it.
As soon as I opened the G's page, I'm like, oh no, I forgot. We'll have to put that in the video
Oh, of course.
for anyone under the age of like 17.
All the Zoomers out there.
I feel like even Zoomers have heard this song quite a bit.
Well, yeah, but that specific video with the classic
Yeah.
blue
Yeah.
background. All right, that was Get Lucky.
That sounds like the song of the summer to me.
Wow.
Don't call it.
Check it out. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say about Get Lucky that hasn't really been said. I mean, it's a pretty good song. I don't think I'll take it over, Lose Yourself to Dance. That might be a hotter take, but I like that song a lot more than this one. I feel like the repetition on that song pays off a lot more than here. But as a like song that was on the radio and everywhere, this is definitely like the best that you can get when it comes to this, especially in 2013 when a lot of pop songs were kind of doing the same thing they were doing here, where they'd chop up the chorus and build the something. Except a lot of those kind of turned into hot garbage compared to what this is. This just feels so fresh and alive and timeless.
Yes.
So still really great. It's probably my least favorite on the record, but I think that's just because of how much exposure I've had to it
Sure.
across my life, and just I feel like the other things here are a lot more risky and pay off a lot better than this song, but still pretty good.
Do you think that this song stunted the pop landscape for a couple years?
I don't know if this was the inception point or not.
I don't know.
It'd be interesting to
know.
look. I feel like someone needs to do a deep dive into there.
Someone has done more research, but all I'm saying is
I
that
feel like Kesha did it well, and then people started trying
Oh.
to copy Kesha, and everybody sucked at being Kesha.
that could be it
And
too.
then Kesha sucked at being Kesha.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it probably goes back earlier than this, but yeah. I mean, it's a solid track. The extended version is definitely worth it, I would say. I, yeah, it's kind of weird that like I don't know if it's supposed to be an Apocalypse Now thing for the radio edit cover. It feels a little
Yeah,
out of place.
It's
Uh,
fun.
Yeah. But I mean, it's a fun song. I don't really know what to say about it. It's good.
Yeah, pretty much. It's just different to view it in the lens of like the album narrative than like as a radio hit that you hear multiple times a day when you're walking through Target. It was like the one back in like 2013 that just played on repeat, so it's like different to hear it in this context. So, but
yeah,
it's a good song. So
it's true.
I don't have much to say about it either. So.
Yeah. I don't know if there's much to say that hasn't already been said by
Exactly.
people who are more eloquent than I.
Yes.
With the English lexicon.
Yes.
Dialect. if you will.
I would say so. Well, we can just mosey on down to track 9, Beyond. My favorite Leon Bridges song.
Beyond meat. Let's go. I feel like I beat a Mario level.
It does sound like that.
This is when you get to a new world in Mario Odyssey.
Uh,
This is when you get to New Donk City.
Beyond dreams, beyond life, you will find your song before sound to be found. Close your eyes and rise.
I like that they're using the Tron Legacy thing.
It's because they make the soundtrack.
I know.
Little Easter egg.
Little known fact.
Song actually ended. It didn't fade out. Crazy.
Awesome.
It's Beyond.
Very good. I love that one. I love the concept of like this record at its roots of just like the feelings of love and connection and just music in general. I feel like they do a really good job of like exploring all these themes like simultaneously in every single song. And I love that, just like this song being about like when a song grasps you and it's like your favorite. It's like a different kind of feeling when you do listen to music and you truly experience it in the moment. It's like kind of a surreal kind of feeling. So I love that they kind of captured that kind of emotion into a song here. At least that's what I'm taking from it. But really good. I love the kind of Pink Floyd space guitar at the end. I love that they just kind of let it ride and just chill out for a moment. A very nice come down after Get Lucky. So big fan.
Yes, I think this song works great in the context of the record. And I also really dug it as its own kind of thing. I mean, like, for the, first half of it, the vocal melody is really simple, but, I feel like that, really goes a long way to get the message and feeling of what they're trying to put forward here. Makes it all the more easier to digest when it's very simple, and then they kind of get more into it in the end, get more into specifics. I really liked the line, "The perfect song is framed with silence." Like, okay, that's pretty cheating epic. But yeah, no.
This guy doesn't like philosophy.
No, I don't.
Cringe.
Well, whatever. But yeah, no. I really dug that one. That one's probably up there for me, honestly.
Yeah, me too. I really like that one. The vocoded vocals again. They work so well for me. It hits something in my brain where I'm like, this is peak. But yeah, I really like the spacey guitar at the end there, where they just let the groove ride out, and then they throw a little bit of guitar in the background. It's just very,
It's very nice.
very nice.
Yes, indeed. All right. Track 10, Motherboard.
Where is Fatherboard?
Great question. There's this gun store near my hometown. Well, not hometown, but where I'm at right now. It's called Mr. Guns. It implies the existence of a Mrs. Guns somewhere.
True.
Just trying to find it. Post in the comments if you have a Mrs. Guns.
Maybe they had beef, and then she like opened up a competitor.
She took the guns in the divorce.
And the kid.
Yeah.
Now he's just Mr.
All she wanted in the divorce was the gun, because she knew that it would just ruin his career.
Wow, it's actually heartbreaking if you think about it. Motherboard.
Very good. Really good. I love instrumental tracks on albums like this where production is just like top notch. I love how like very like it's a journey of a song. It feels like the inside of like a computer, but at the same time like you get like these weird like organic water drop sounds. So it's like you get like the anatomy of a robot and anatomy of a human kind of like blending together in the song. It's really kind of a cool visual as you listen to it. But yeah, really cool, nice break again. I like that Beyond is kind of like taking us more into this like ambient kind of journey route after the major disco vibes of the last couple of before this. But like
Yeah. I would, I think someone should make a movie about the inside of a computer. I think that'd be pretty dang cool. And then they should make a sequel to it, like 30 years later. That would be awesome.
yeah,
That
Daft
was-
Punk would be pretty good as the soundtrack people actually.
Yeah, I mean, I would think so. What
Just
would be-
throwing out ideas though.
For this.
Yeah, I'm just
I mean,
spitballing here. I think it would also be great to like set up a trilogy, and then just throw it away when it doesn't perform very well, even though the end was kind of interesting. Anyways, I don't know. This song was it's pretty good. I'm not such a big fan of the more ambient stuff. I think just in general, I feel like if you've listened to any or watched any of our other videos, you know this. I need that substance. Not substance. I need structure, and not a whole lot of structure.
confines.
I need.
lose it.
I am a sheep, and I need
I'm
a
a
pen.
sheeple.
Yes, that is exactly right. But no, I mean, I still really enjoyed it. I thought it was a good song, but I don't know if this one is one I'm gonna go to a whole lot by itself. I don't know why you would, given all of the other songs that we've listened to. But
Sometimes I want to feel like a motherboard. Okay.
no, okay. I'm not judging. Just saying. But yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that one's definitely the most like score esque song up until this point. I like Babby said, that break in the middle really ties the whole thing together, makes it stand out from the rest of the track list. So I am a fan, not like, you know, one of the ones that I'm gonna go back to, like Jerry said too, but you know, when you're doing like we're doing, listen to the album front to back, it's a nice break from what we've been getting. So, yeah, it is nice.
Very, very true. Well, let's gear up for Bab Jab's favorite song, Fragments of Time, featuring Todd Edwards. Todd.
Driving this road down to paradise, letting the sunlight into my eyes. Our only plan is to improvise, and it's crystal clear that I don't ever want it to end. If I had my way, I would never leave. Keep building these random memories, turning our days into melodies. But since I can't stay, I'll just keep playing back these fragments of time. Everywhere I go, these moments will shine. I'll just keep playing back these fragments of time. These moments will shine.
Abrupt ending. Alright, that was Fragments of Time.
That was really good. I like the concept of just having a fragmented song and just rolling with it. Just like a very positive song in general, and just like tuning into all these different styles at once, just constantly flicking between all of them, and it still works pretty well. It's not too like jumbled or jarring. I love that even like they clip off his words in the chorus to like make it even more choppy to kind of like fit into these little nooks and crannies that they're doing. This just sounds like a room of like really talented producers just playing around and trying things and just making a fun song out of like just whatever they can think of. So really fun. I don't think like in terms of sound, it's not like my favorite. I feel like it is a little bit, the groove didn't go as heavy as I wanted it to for a song with like the vibes that are this good. I wanted something a little bit more set in stone, but the concept of the song is like really cool and like really well executed, so I gotta respect it for that.
Yeah, no, I would agree. I think concept very interesting, but I'm not super into it. It's okay. I don't know if this was intentional, but that da 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 is like, that's what a fool believes, right? Am I crazy?
It sounded like it.
Okay. It was driving me crazy for like half of the song. I'm like, I've heard this before. What is this? It sounds so G dang familiar. Um, I don't know if that was intentional, but something I noticed that I can contribute to the greater discussion. So, there you go. That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, I don't really know why I like that one so much. It's just the one that stood out to me the most. I think it's just like like the perfecting the verse chorus bridge type format of song, and I think it just perfects that formula in this song. I don't really know like how or why. I can't explain it, but it worked. So
And he made a guitar solo with his mouth. That was pretty
yeah, it sounded like the Bon Jovi, like the whoa 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 whoa. But yeah, that one's just I don't know. It hits for me. I'm not really sure why, but it's one of my favorites. So
Respectable. It's not like it's a terrible song.
very good song.
Track
But that's-
12 is Doing It Right featuring Panda Bear.
Let's go. I love Panda Bear.
Oh, I've heard this song too.
Yeah.
It was Doing It Right.
It's pretty good. I really like that one. I don't know if I have too much to say about it because it was pretty straightforward. But again, like I love the repetition. I love that the vocalist kind of interplays into their vocals since they do kind of treat vocals as an instrument a lot on this album. I like that they kind of are using that style with like a traditional vocalist at the same time. So pretty good. I don't have too much to say about it, but it's still really great.
Yes, I think I would agree. I also don't have much to say about it, but I think I like the repetition more on this one than I do Lose Yourself to Dance. So I think and Get Lucky. Well, I don't know. These are bold claims I am making. But I do like this song quite a bit. So I will update my thoughts in the upcoming retrospective that is coming relatively soon in the grand scheme of things.
It should. I feel like we've done a lot.
Yeah. But yeah.
yeah, kind of the same thing for me. Just like Babby said, though, I like how they build kind of the base of the song as the vocals, and then they have other vocals on top of that, like they're using the voice as like the driving. So I think that's really cool. But yeah, kind of same thing. I like it, but it's not one of the standouts to me. So
Yeah. Yes, I would say that is fair and good. We can finish this out with Contact.
Hey, Bob, I'm looking at what Jack was talking about, and it's definitely not a particle that's nearby. It is a bright object, and it's obviously rotating because it's flashing. It's way out in the distance, apparently rotating in a very rhythmic fashion because the flashes come around almost on time. As we look back at the Earth, it's up at about 11 o'clock, about maybe 10 or 12 Earth diameters. I don't know whether that does you any good, but there's something out there.
Contact.
I was waiting for just like get lucky to start playing.
It got close.
Fantastic closer. That would have been a good transition. Fantastic closer. I love it. I love the idea of like taking this like Apollo kind of radio sample and just like building the track off of that, just like building past the boundaries and just really kind of, you know, you could read it as like escaping the robot form and like finally feeling human or whatever you want to say about it, like the endless possibilities of music, whatever you want to pin it as. Like it's a great kind of expression as the last track of kind of this takeoff, and it kind of sounds like a jet taking off with all the overcrowded noise and kind of jumbled kind of crunchy electronics in there. I really love that. I'm a big fan of noise builds like that. I feel like it can do such a powerful thing to a moment of an album, and I think especially ending it with that after a record that has been so immaculately produced that it's like kind of hard to find any flaw in it. Like it's a perfect kind of way to contrast that at the end. But record overall, I guess, near perfect, timeless. Like this is one of the most timeless records you can probably find because it does take influence from everything from Pink Floyd to techno, disco, EDM. You got some Stevie Wonder in there, like all of that just combined into one piece here. It's like, it is near perfect. It's fantastic.
Yes, I would agree. Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a pretty good closer for what the album was and everything with that. Again, kind of similar to Motherboard. You know, this is not one where it's like, you know what, I'm in the mood for some Daft Punk. I'm gonna play Contact. No, not that that's necessarily a bad thing, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, the record pretty G-dang solid. I enjoyed most of it, I think. Even in songs that I was not like super passionate about, there was still a lot of aspects to it that I enjoyed. So I don't know. I think this is definitely one for the ages. This should have been Rolling Stone's top album of all time.
Of all time.
Yeah. Kind of just everything, I think, is what Babby said. Great closer, kind of brings the whole thing together as a narrative. Yeah, just really, really great album. It's
And
not
it's their
like
last album. Oh my.
That's
Yeah.
true.
it's not like a heady album where you need to digest to fully, get everything out of it. It's just something you can put on and enjoy and just listen to and have fun stuff. So, and sometimes that's just better than, going out of your way to like understand a lot of things to get the full stuff out of it. Sometimes you just want to listen to Daft Punk and vibe out. Great.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's kind of my perspective on it.
It says a wise philosopher once said,
If it's not fun, why bother?
We love philosophy.
He was spitting when he said that.
Yeah.
You are attracted to your mother.
Well, speaking of incest, we got a wheel to spin. All right, we are back at the wheel. I wonder what it's going to be.
It's a yikes.
Probably gonna be
I
a
can see it in my mind's eye, my Doctor Strange eye. Oh, never mind. The movie wasn't even that good. Okay.
Yeah, it's Doctor Strange.
Like a magic.
We got a meh. Many choices here.
Yeah, there's a lot of good ones.
Some of them are even good.
Some of them are even good.
I'd go as far to say it.
Let me, real quick, I just want to. I always check the lengths of these things.
That is a
Before
good
I pick.
idea.
We are doing Cocktail Twins Treasure.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. Next time.
Cocktail Twins Treasure. It's
Treasure.
been way too long since I've heard a Cocktail Twins record. I feel like I was obsessed with having our Las Vegas, and then we did a huge viewer marathon, and I was not able to pick any more Cocktail Twins records. So,
That's true. It's been a hot minute. I don't think I've listened to Heaven or Las Vegas since we did the video. So,
jail.
wow. Yeah. But
It's warm outside. You gotta start playing.
That's true. That's true. Well, I'm gonna be listening to this new Daft Punk record all the time now.
Yes, Song of the Summer.
Song of the summer. All right. Well, we have that to look forward to. We will do a retrospective eventually.
Soon.
The last one was in February. So.
Oh yeah.
So
right.
we're definitely due. Sorry. This playlist is very big. But that's fine. Maybe
We'll do
after.
mine and then
Yeah,
we'll-
maybe
and
after
then we'll
Cocktail
call it.
Twins.
Yeah.
So there's that. Got that to look forward to.
Yippee.
We have a Twitter and a podcast. Always in the description. We have fun. Sometimes.
On occasion.
Yeah.
Those Vidania.